Welcome on board ADAMARIS, a totally unique 140-foot custom-built yacht, the likes of which you have never seen before. And I can safely say that because this really is the only example in the world. She was built using a technique called molding, and you'll know if you see my previous video, that's a building technique for very strong yachts using, in this case, epoxy resin and mahogany wood in different layers at different angles to mold into the form of the hull. Now, before we actually start the tour of the yacht, there are two important things that I want to tell you about. One is regarding the history of the yacht itself, and actually any yacht that you're thinking of buying or even dreaming of buying, it's good to know about the history. In the case of ADAMARIS, it's really quite unusual because she was built and registered in 2010, but then was kept out of the water right up until 2017 when her current owner purchased her. He then spent the next 4 years bringing her up to the condition that she's in today, and he did some very, very smart things. First of all, he got MTU to check out the engines, and when MTU were happy with what they saw with the engines, they actually offered him an extended warranty till 2024. He changed the generators completely with new generators. He repainted the boat itself so that whoever buys it after him certainly won't have to worry about a repaint for quite some years to go. And significantly, he put it into the Turkish Lloyd's classification. Now, Lloyd's are an organisation that makes sure that the yachts that they classify are integral, well-built, seaworthy and safe. So for the next owner of this yacht, those are real guarantees. The second thing I want to tell you about has nothing to do with the yacht. It has everything to do with my feet, because unfortunately this morning I got a spot of tendinitis and I was hobbling around the boat. So the crew very kindly found me these deck shoes, which have never been soiled by touching the ground off of the yacht. And they're just aiding me to walk a little bit more easily today. So that said, let's take a look at ADAMARIS. Well, we start the tour here in the main lounge on the main deck, and the first thing that strikes you here is how wide this area is. Actually, the beam of the yacht is 27 feet and 6 inches, so even with those side decks, there's still lots of space in the lounge, and as you can see, it's very comfortably equipped, really quite tastefully decorated too. But the feature I like the most here, which really struck me, is these huge floor-to-ceiling windows, creating 3 frames for this living landscape that you can see in front of you. And I can just imagine owning the yacht, you would never tire of looking at the scenery around you and the different locations that you visit. As we walk through, you have a dining table here, an LG OLED flat screen television set, which lifts and lowers according to what your requirements are. It gets more and more interesting as we walk through. Here we have a lobby area. Now there's a really sizable side door here, and something that is a repeated theme throughout the yacht is the width of all the areas. The width of that side door is quite exceptional on a yacht of any size, not just this. The width of this lobby area is impressive. Now the side deck that I mentioned earlier runs all the way up to this point, and there it stops. And that's to allow to have more space here for a day head. And then just before you get to the owner's stateroom, for this fixed balcony. I really like this design feature, not only because it's a lovely area to enjoy your breakfast in the morning, but also for the practicality. If you imagine that as the owner, you're maybe asleep or not quite dressed yet, so you have the door closed here. The stewardess can come through with freshly squeezed orange juice and cut watermelon, knock on the door to let you know it's ready, go out and close this door, giving you the privacy to come out, sit on your private terrace and enjoy your breakfast. Now, I refer to this as the owner's stateroom. There are actually 2 owner's staterooms on board, so this could also be considered as the VIP, the on-deck VIP stateroom, and it is huge. There is a lot of floor space here, a lot of areas to sit down and enjoy the scenery, Nice sized windows, they're not floor to ceiling, but nonetheless, they give you a very, very nice view of the surroundings. This is actually an electric fireplace. It's an unusual feature to have, but one that many guests will enjoy. As we walk around here, we have a little beauty cabinet here for you to sit and do your makeup. See, I'm not assuming that all of my viewers are male. There will be a few females who can do their makeup here in the morning. And then we have the ensuite bathroom with a huge shower room just through there with a mosaic. And this is actually a good time to mention something about the construction of this yacht. This was not a yacht that was built to spend as much money as possible on Swarovski diamonds embedded into the walls and all kinds of other expensive accessories. This is all fairly basic stuff. It's functional, it's easy to keep clean, and it keeps the cost of the yacht down, bearing in mind that not all yacht buyers have the intention of spending as much money as they possibly can. Having said that, let's just take a look at the rest of the guest accommodation. In the aft area, we have a full beam stateroom, and here we have a lovely double bed, lots of wardrobe space here and storage. Again, a relatively simple but functional bathroom area, but a really big shower, which a lot of guests will really appreciate having. You know, when I choose a hotel room, and maybe you're the same, the shower is really important to me. I like to have a nice strong shower with plenty of space. So I would certainly enjoy being here and having this cabin. As we walk further forward to the starboard side, we find another double bunk. Again, lots of wardrobe space. Again, an ensuite bathroom here with a similar decor to the other bathrooms. To port, we have two twin bunks. And once again, wardrobe space behind the door there, and their own ensuite bathroom with, once again, a nicely appointed shower. So far, we have the on-deck stateroom, we have the full beam aft, we have a further double there, so that's 3 cabins. We have a 4th cabin here. Here's the 5th cabin. Another double cabin, well appointed, good wardrobe space, plenty of storage, a very large television screen for people to sit up in bed and watch Netflix. And once again, a very nice bathroom area with a good big shower in it. But I mentioned earlier that there are effectively 2 owners' staterooms, and the on-deck could be considered an on-deck VIP. Let's take a moment to look at what the real master stateroom is on board this yacht. So we've now come to the upper deck. This area is sometimes used as a sky lounge, but it's becoming increasingly popular to dedicate this area to the master stateroom. It gives an extra layer of privacy so that the crew know that when the owner's on board, this is an area of the yacht that they leave alone while he's asleep or while he's resting. We have, again, an electric fireplace, this little snug area here where you can just sit down, relax and watch a little bit of television. Or here, notice we have again the floor-to-ceiling windows giving this fantastic panoramic view, and I can imagine waking up in that bed and looking to your right or to your left. You would never tire of seeing this kind of scenery outside, depending on the location that you're anchored in. As you walk through, we have a walk-in closet here, which can become a changing room as well. And of course, the owner's ensuite. Once again, it has to be said that this was not a yacht that was ever designed to spend as much money as possible on the decor. It's simple, it's functional, and it's one of the reasons that this yacht is available for such a great price. Now let's take a look at the deck space. Starting with the sun deck, which is in 3 distinct sections. You've got this aft section here with a lovely seating area where you can just really chill out. Just here there's sliding doors, because sometimes you get quite a crosswind coming through an area like this, and it can be a little bit uncomfortable for guests here. So you can close those sliding doors, block off the wind from there. We'll come through here where we have this vast open canvas of space where you can really do whatever you want to with it. I think the suggestion is that you would put gymnasium equipment here, because to the port side we have a steam room, and to the starboard side we have this amazing sauna, steam room, gymnasium equipment, and then just look at the size of this plunge pool. This is truly enormous. And this is a good point to mention, that when Lloyd's of Turkey come to look at a yacht like this to put it into class, something they really look at is big pools like this, because it can affect the stability of the yacht. So the fact that this is in Turkish Lloyd class means they've come, they've looked at it, they've approved, and the yacht is still a very stable vessel to own. Surrounding the tub, we have this beautiful area for sunbathing. And when you look back at this beautiful view here, this must be a wonderful place just to sit and enjoy your surroundings. Let's have a look at the next deck down. So this is effectively the owner's private terrace. We have the owner's stateroom there, as you'll recall, and we have this seating area here for him to sit, and him or her to sit and enjoy their breakfast in the mornings as well. The side decks lead us to the crew area, and we'll be looking at the crew area a little bit later, but I think before we do actually look at the crew area, I'll just show you one extra feature on the bow. And that's this wonderful shaded seating area with tables and everything that you need to be able to just sit and enjoy yourself in the shade, particularly if you have a lot of guests on board. And remember, there's 6 staterooms on this yacht, so you can have a lot of guests. It's good to have different areas for people to hang out. Some people want to be on their own for a few moments. Some people just want a moment of peace and quiet to read the newspaper. So many different areas that they can enjoy on this yacht. But we're not finished with the deck space. Because here, of course, we have the main deck aft with this gorgeous dining table, easily big enough for 10 people to eat at, easy for the stewardesses to serve around everybody, and a lovely seating area here too. And having been on a lot of yachts underway in my time, this is a lovely area to sit and just watch the scenery go by. However, we're not finished here. Down a few steps and we have the beach club, and it's surprising how far into the vessel this beach club goes. It actually works very well because you have plenty of space for a seating area. It's a lovely shady position, and the view from here of the ocean is absolutely wonderful. We're really lucky to be able to film this in Gocheck. The water is so clean here, the colours are so beautiful, the surroundings are just marvellous, and it really just show off the beach club to its best. A couple of practical features here. As you may have noticed, we have a day head here. I should mention there's also a shower on the swim platform so that you can come out of the sea, shower off. If you need to use the day head, that's where it is. Have a little sit down and relax. Through this door here, we have a storage area. And actually, when we started filming, the crew took the fenders which protect the sides of the yacht off, because it just makes it look a lot nicer for the filming, and a lot of those fenders have actually fitted in here. That can be a problem, fender storage on some yachts, certainly not a problem on this yacht. So as far as the guest areas are concerned, that pretty much wraps it up. I know that a lot of you though do enjoy looking at the engine room and the crew quarters. So since we're here and the engine room is just through there, Let's take a look now at the engine room. I should also mention this is not the only access, of course. The crew have their own access, so that if you're here relaxing and enjoying yourself, the crew need to get to the engine room. They don't need to disturb you, they have a different access. Now in the engine room we have two MTU 2000 horsepower engines, and as I mentioned earlier, MTU have actually extended the warranty on these till 2024. Another thing that the owner did, as well as checking over the engines, was replacing the generators. Those are two 50 kilowatt generators and one night generator in the middle there too. Just a couple of interesting statistics that surprised me. One is that this yacht will do 22 knots top speed. That's really quite fast for a yacht of this volume and this size. It cruises at 16 knots. But the other fact that interested me is that the draft of the yacht is only just over 2 meters. That's a very shallow draft, again, for this size of the yacht. And it does make me wonder if the yacht won't end up in the hands of an American owner who enjoys cruising in the Bahamas. Let's take a look now at the crew quarters. So as far as the crew areas on board are concerned, we're going to start the tour here at the very bow of the yacht, where of course all of the anchor gear is, and also this crane, which is built to handle a 4.5 meter tender that sits in position here. ADAMARIS actually has a 4.5 meter tender and a second tender which is towed behind, which is just under 7 meters. It's 6.8 meters, so plenty of tender storage as well. And that's becoming an increasingly popular way to handle your water toys on board. From here, we have easy access on both sides of the side decks to the bridge. And what do we look at with the bridge? We really want to know that all of the instruments function well and that you have everything that you need. And here you certainly do. You have the radar, the plotter, the depth sounder, the autopilot, the bow thruster controlled, everything that you're going to need for this yacht. And what's particularly important is through here, easy access for the captain. We have the captain's cabin and the captain's ensuite bathroom just through there. Rather unusually, this area has been used as a laundry. I'd suggest that there's space underneath there for another washer or dryer, and there's certainly space here for the ironing to be done on board. Obviously we're in the galley now, where you've got plenty of light. It's a nice spacious area, and as with the rest of the theme of this yacht, they've just had simple finishing, simple accessories, everything that you need. Rather unusually, a gas stove. You don't see that too often on yachts, but clearly Turkish Lloyds have approved of it. I personally prefer cooking with gas. Not that I'm very good at cooking at all, but when I do, gas is the favoured use for many people. We have 2 ovens here, dishwasher, everything that you really need. Let's take a look at the crew quarters. So here we're in the crew mess, and it's a very spacious mess with plenty of seating area for the crew to gather around, enjoy each other's company, watch a little bit of television. And they also have their own galley, so they can do a little bit of cooking, have some snacks to eat, another washing machine, little fridge here, 2 big fridge freezer units. It's a well-equipped crew quarters. And actually there are then 3 cabins to make a total of 4 crew cabins. You'll remember that the captain is behind the bridge, and another 3 cabins here with twin bunks, and of course each one with their own ensuite bathroom. Now, as far as the tour of ADAMARIS is concerned, that concludes it, but I'm not completely finished yet. Well, I said at the outset of this video that ADAMARIS is a very unique yacht, and she certainly is. She was built to a price point that was in no way wasteful of money, with simple fittings, simple fixtures in place, a simple, well-built, functional yacht. In my opinion, she is crying out to be used as a charter yacht. Just look at the 6 stateroom layouts, the huge plunge pool, the sauna, the steam room, so many things that would make her a great charter vessel. She could be bought at a very good price, put on the charter market, and in all probability, you could more than cover your running costs with the charter revenue that you get. Or somebody with a really big family who just wants somewhere to go with the family to relax, to cruise, and to enjoy their time together. Of course, I have no idea who eventually will buy this yacht, but whoever it is will need to get in contact with my colleague. Now, this is a Turkish-built yacht, built to Turkish Lloyd's classification, lying in Turkey. It won't surprise you that we have at Northrop & Johnson a Turkish representative who knows more about Turkish yacht building than anybody I have ever met in my life, and is a thoroughly nice person to deal with. We've been out for lunch with him and for dinner with him all this week. He knows the best restaurants. He knows everything you need to know to make an informed choice on this vessel. If you have a serious interest, do contact him. His name is Dennis Kamaz, and his contact details are on screen now.